All right, welcome Zelda race fans to another round of the Zelda Randomizer tournament. My name is Magic Friend, and I'm here with Dracia today. How are you doing?
I am doing awesome, and I hope you are.
It's a great day to watch some Zelda racing. And today
Very
we
much
are
so.
in the winners bracket with game one of Nochibato versus CrimsonAvix.
It's going to be a very, very good race. Both of these runners are incredible, and being in round three of the winners bracket, even if people had buys, you're still starting to look at the more, for lack of a better word, elite of our racers up here in the top bracket. And Nochi and Krim have both been doing amazing things. As we see the starting items, both the blue candle and the white sword.
Plenty of
Spawning
overworld
right.
exploration available there, and a level 9 immediately with 7 of 8 Triforces already found.
Yeah, the only thing they're missing is either 2 or 3, depending on what our front half looks like. Oh, look, we've got a wood sword that we don't need.
And secrets are shuffled, 27 for our mid today.
Not very good, but could be worse.
So these runners are going to be looking for some bombs and pretty much just looking for one of those smaller dungeons, 2 or 3. But we don't know what kind of dungeon it is. We don't know if Zelda's required. We don't know if anything blocks those dungeons or even what overworld we have. So still plenty of run for these two to figure out here.
We do have HP shuffle, seeing as the red Tektites did not go down to a single white sword hit. Blue candle is expensive at 76 rupees, and there were no extra candles, so it was a great money saver to start with. And our largest secret is 133, right at the southwest of Candle Row. Interesting route divergence we've got going on.
Crimson has found a level, and there's a shot. If this goes only north, this is level 3. This might be one of the ones he needs. Ooh, but we have second quest enemies on, and he takes a sword beam straight to the face from a
the bony thing, yeah.
I was gonna say Skeletor. I'm like, that's not right.
No, despite that, Crimson is not playing with the He-Man sprite.
No, Crimson has the... Is that a Dragon Warrior sprite?
I believe so.
So Nochibato gets here after defeating King Doll in his first series. He was one of the few lucky participants to get a bye. Crimson was able to take out J Smash in the first round, and then the Great Lack Attack in a very, very close race, 2-1. So he's got a couple of big wins already this tournament.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean those matches between absolutely.
We have a nice beefy Gliak. And Nochibato was not able to burn this bush in the forest here, so it's definitely not all second quest.
Yeah, the easiest way to tell right now is the door repair takes the rest of Nochi's rupees.
Finally, a bomb drop. Looks like came off a Moblin, a blue Moblin, so probably not shuffled, but we'll see. Oh, shoot.
Not the worst shoot room to go into. Mixed first is what we're more than likely looking at, based on the color of level 3 there.
You want to explain how you can identify that off the color of the dungeon?
Yes, because the external of the caves in Mixed Quest are going to be based on whatever quest that color is in vanilla. if that makes any sense at all. So in second, the cave where vanilla 1Q3 is just a regular green cave. So if you see mixed second, you're going to see the level 3 dungeon, and then but it is going to be green instead of the regular brown. Another way to tell is looking at 1Q2 or 2Q3, whatever you want to call it. If it's the lake and the staircase appears but the lake does not change color, then it is Mixed Quest 1.
So we have
because
not
in vanilla first quest that lake isn't there.
So we have not found a map in this 3, but it sure looks like it's got the correct shape of the ninja star. If that's the case, this is the last dungeon that Crimson needs to finish, unless they need items.
Well, the white sword item is the recorder, and 5 hearts is enough to pick it up. Very nice to see up in the grave. Crimson is going to grab that Triforce, and that was definitely second quest 3, so that's got to be the, yep. So he has a full Triforce, and he knows where level 9 is. So
this is either going to be over fast or an item hunt.
Very much so, because Ganon may not be required in this seed. You know, the latter may not be required. There are so many things that we usually know to be hard required in rando seeds that are not required at all in some of these. And it looks like we've also got Permanent Sword Beam, which is nice for combat. Permanent Beam and White Sword is a great way to start off.
Especially with such an early dive into 9, that's going to help them a lot.
Oh, very much so. And I believe that our red bubble curse is inverse controls.
It sure looks like relearning your controller there.
And thank you from chat. We have the roar in that room. Commentary does not have our sound on, so we're not able to hear the roar, but chat did. So that is a fairly early Ganon, which may be a good thing or a bad thing, depending. Because we're really interested.
Nochi taking a death in this blue dungeon here, which I'm guessing is 2 from the layout.
Yeah, 3 was the dark green that it usually is, so I'm guessing we don't have palette swap. But we do not have a very friendly enemy set in level 9. Not very conducive to low percent here.
Yeah, Dark Knots and Pold's Voice and all sorts of nastiness.
The ones that will really test your combat, especially on 4 hearts and green tunic. We've got Tridongas in level 9, which means we've got a boss shuffle, which means the Patra could be anywhere. And we have Recorder to unbeaten dungeons in their vanilla locations.
So that will tell Nochi that it is first quest dungeons that he's looking for, and he's looking for dungeon 3.
Absolutely. Although with that many Triforces, recorded at unbeaten dungeons can sometimes be a little bit more of a curse than a gift. Especially if this seed becomes an item hunt.
Crimson thought that was a Chevy room for a second there. You could see him like, no. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Chevy rooms are the worst. Oof. Those spike traps are very not nice. And Nochi's gonna final 3.
And we do have some walkthrough walls in this dungeon as well, so it's going to be nice and fun to explore. It almost feels like, if I'm not mistaken, where they came in, this is second quest 9 as well, so less staircases to deal with.
Setting up a very nice command.
Yeah, if you Nochi able to Kanata key through this door, which means that when that shutter door on the right opens, it sets off a trigger to unlock all doors, and then like the key doors would be like, wait, no, I'm still locked. But if you're able to push through that door at the same frame, you get to go to the other side while it's locked for the 1 second, and then if you come back through, it'll unlock for you. Nochi making the wise play and dipping right out of 3 and going into 9, so we do have both runners in level 9 at 1040.
Those push walls in 9 can be the difference. We've seen a not required Zelda be on the other side of a push block, only from one direction.
We've
Push wall is what I mean.
We've also recently seen Zelda be on the other side of a magical staircase, so knowing which blocks can push is also relevant.
Oh, absolutely. A good rule of thumb when it comes for any new players is if there are blocks in the room, whatever is in the center, the most to the left, that makes sense. If it's a push block room, that'll be the one that pushes.
Yeah, almost all the push blocks are going to be on that middle row where the doors would be, and then you just pick whichever one's farthest to the left.
We had a race last night where the Triforce was in one of the rooms that Crimson was just in with the that usually you've got like the triple spike trap.
Right.
The Triforce was in one of those rooms in one of the levels to the item, which thankfully wasn't required, but was very helpful. Was actually in that room as well, and one of our runners got the Triforce without thinking to push the block. Then it became a wild dig for an item later on in the season. But anyway, back to this race.
So Nochi was able to clear out that room with the Pool's voice, but it just led over to the room with all of the red bubbles. He did get through the red bubble room without getting bopped, though, so he's catching up on exploration here, but it's still gonna be, he's still a couple minutes behind Crimson in terms of knowledge.
We've got a high five, though. Looks like they're in the exact same area of level 9, just a couple of rooms away from each other. And I'm sure that both of them have heard the roar at this point, so the big thing of the race really goes to whoever finds the door first.
Ooh, Crimson taking another bad death.
Yeah, again, this is not a fun seed to be in. To be in level 9. The number of hearts that they've got. Got a map on Nochi's side, though, confirming that we definitely do have second quest back. And Nochi's able to find a workaround on that double moat room where Crim took a death earlier.
So he knows this top corner is clear, whereas I don't know if Crim finished off that last enemy. If he did not, then there is a chance that he might think Zelda is locked up in that top ear until he sees a compass. Which he does see a compass.
Oh man. Well, this could be over in just a couple of seconds, or it could be a race to find the bow and the silvers. So it did not open.
Every time Crimson bombs or tries to push through one of these walls, when it doesn't open, it's more likely that Zelda's in her room, and the only way to access it is from the bottom going north.
With the compass in hand.
They are in the same room too.
Yeah. Crim is going to head due north towards that spot. Looks like he could be hunting for some bombs. We do have enemies on, but that may... so there is a 50-50 chance that these Gibdos and Red Darknuts will be dropping some bombs for him.
And we did see some blue moblins drop some bombs earlier, so it's a little bit higher than that. We know at least one of the enemies either didn't roll out of the group or is still in their original group. But no bombs.
That is not a nice room to walk into. Oh.
That's not gonna work there, Crimson. There's a fireball trap still shooting at you.
The thought was, it was a good play. Didn't end up.
So one thing you can do, if you're a lot of times you'll find Darknuts in rooms that have some blocks in them, you can clip into the block and then just let the Darknuts kind of march around you while you get through them. But that one just didn't quite work out.
Unfortunately not. Cole's voices appear to have rolled down a little bit though. Yeah, Vanilla, I believe they're 9 HP, but they went down in 4 hits of the White Sword. Oh, shoot.
More shoot. Alright, so now Nochi finds that compass and finds a walk-through wall.
We do have a required Ganon.
And it looks like Crim's going out of 9 to go find bombs. So Nochi's actually, he's going to take a quick look in here. I think he's actually going to look for the items in here. And it's a red ring.
Which definitely amplifies the silvers in here as well, because there's that 50-50 chance that Red Ring is into level 9. And even if they're not, it's pretty unlikely that the Red Ring or Silver Arrows would be rolled into 9, so until he's proven wrong, I'm sure that no thinking Silver's in 9.
So at this point, Nochibato does have a lead because he both knows 100% that it's a locked Ganon, that it's a locked Zelda, and he already knows more likely than not that silver arrows will not have to be found in a different dungeon. So he's actually jumped kind of back in the lead here.
He has, and he also, having that red ring, not only the knowledge of the silver arrows probably being a 9, but also has that damage. Because he essentially now has 20 heart.
Yeah, he has the ability to keep just pushing through this 9 and trying to make progress as much as he can.
And the room was actually a one-way push for because Nochi was able to push south into it, but Grim was not able to push north out of it.
True. The one drawback of this 9 was that it was not very key-friendly. Nochibato came in with 0 and is still at 0. So, with Crimson has 2 keys and plenty of money, we're going to have to see what he buys with that.
Fancy footwork by Nochi dodging all those red bubbles. Does find a key.
And he finds another transport.
And he's got those silvers.
So Nochi knows the path to Ganon, he has the silvers, he has a red ring, and he knows how to get to Zelda. So he's just got to go dungeon diving.
Absolutely. He's in what we would call bow mode.
He does know where level 2 is, and I don't think he found any items while he was in 2.
Don't think he found anything in 3 either. So that is between 2 and 4 items that he is missing right now from those dungeons because we don't know whether Heart Shuffle's on.
We did see a heart on the ground in 3.
Okay.
Crimson picked that up, but that doesn't mean Heart Shuffle's on or off at all.
To answer Coper in chat, the recorder was actually the white sword item. So we don't have... Well, we still don't know whether we have the... Well, no, we don't have vanilla dungeon items.
Yeah, we know front half is first quest and back half is second quest as well. So we're no shapes this time, and we're going to be digging out 1 for the extra 4 item.
Recorder was to unbeaten dungeons in their vanilla locations. So no,
it does nothing now.
Yeah, except potentially open spots in the overworld.
Yes, we do know that there is some kind of mixed something. Nochi with a very clean fight there on Nekliak. Gives us the confirmation that this is first quest.
And finds the shoot room, but comes in the right side of it.
Okay, Crimson now will clear out, if he can clear out this room. Oh, it's red bubble, so he can clear out this room. But he now has the information that he is in the wrong dungeon.
We've got the book in 3, which Nochi is going to pick up. Might be needed to understand some hints.
Also could be an atlas. Not that he'll need it too much, but information is always good.
Yeah.
And there's his heart container, so he is out of 3 and gone. Crimson is in... I did not see where Crimson found a level, but Crimson found a level I don't think we noticed yet.
It was, according to chat, it was on Candle Row, and Crim finds the wand, and Nochi is in that same dungeon.
Okay, it's directly next to 3, and Nochi just walked in.
And it appears that the book has absolutely no use. Not for understanding people, not for Atlas, and of course not for Boomstick.
Oh, it still gives this wand some firepower, okay?
Which he is about to pick up. Or not. With the white sword, I mean, having the wand with the book can kind of do more harm than good.
They also have permanents.
Go ahead, sorry.
And they also have permanent sword beams, so for him, the wand actually is just worse than whatever it would be.
Yeah?
The amount of time he would save by grabbing the wand and using it would be lost by having to, like, shuffle through his menu to go get back to bombs or a candle.
Or to avoid that fire that comes out of it. Yeah, white sword with permanent sword beam is basically the wand, but better. Because it can hit Wizrobes and Patras.
So Nochi sees a key block in 4, decides he'd rather keep the 2 keys he has since he already has one of the items. Crimson finds his book. He already grabbed that heart out of there, so he's gone.
Funny thing is, Nochi is full of money, finding all of these secrets, and also doesn't have anything to spend money on. Unless an item is like hard bait required, which is possible. Unlikely, but possible. Nochi enters. Since we've got second quest dungeons, I believe he just walked into 8. But I might be wrong.
That would have to be...
Or the green
7,
palette is...
right?
Well, we've got second quest back half. So 7 and 8's palettes are swapped, where 7 gets the silver and 8 gets the green. But that bright green is also level 5. And with those doors, that makes much more sense.
Yeah, you can't go north in either 7 or 8 from start, so...
Yep, that's definitely 5. Crim is combing the dead woods here a little bit.
A couple spots Crim didn't check that Nochi did because Crim found 3 a little bit faster. So he's just cleaning up a section of the overworld that Nochi didn't, and still puts Nochi about a half a dungeon of exploration ahead. But again, that's really not relevant unless somehow they both last location something.
Yeah. The big lead I would say that Nochi has is having the red ring and the silvers. Red ring for combat and silvers for having half of the pieces to that puzzle to beat Gammon. Oh, that's a T rune. Crim is coming up on a lot of the Takeny caves, though. And level 5 doing what level 5 does best, being very key generous.
Nochi needs to check the push block in that room. We already saw second quests, and those triple bar rooms can have a push block on the left-hand side of the second row.
That is absolutely true. Might think himself to be hard ladder blocked, though. And there are a lot of recorder checks in the desert, anyway.
That is also a thing that Nochi can check that Crimson cannot. Well, actually, Crimson can now, as he finds his white sword.
He's immediately going to check the grave.
Grave opens into an arrow shop. We shouldn't need the arrows.
I'm sorry. Our most item was just the blue boomerang. Great. Got a complete route divergence between our two runners, though. Nochi decides to buy a key.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Like I said before, there's not, unless somehow we have a meat block, there's nothing to spend that on. There's no book, there's no blue ring to spend it on. He has arrows, so keys and bombs.
And they started with the candle, so yeah. And Krim is going to make his way into level 2.
Nochi did find level 2, but chose not to go back there. Had a lot of a lot of whiz robes in it, and I don't know if he exactly knew what layout it was when he went in.
Yeah, it was a pretty heavy combat.
That might be a good reason why those danger noodles eat up Crimson's life real quick.
Oh yes. It's funny with level 2 typically being one of the easiest combat seeds in vanilla, or combat dungeons in vanilla. It's more often than not it rolls to one of the tougher dungeons in Rando.
The one saving grace is that if you can get to that right side, you almost always can just keep bombing north to get out of your room. So if you don't like a room, you can choose to save it for later. Not that that's always the wisest choice, but you can try it.
Yeah. But Krim has a much better fight against the creepypastas there. Right into a dig dogger. That look a little bit tougher.
Alright, so the ladder heart didn't get shuffled. We found a heart on the ground already once. I don't think we've seen any other hearts on the ground, but it's getting more and more likely that heart shuffle's not on, and we just need our downstairs items.
I 100% agree with you there. Krim about to try that before remembering that First Quest 2 does not have any push blocks. Oh, hello! That's a terrible room to find blue whiz robes.
That is a nope, Room Fury. Nope. We're out of here. Oh!
As Lord Banana is in level 2. All hail. I think Krim has taken his chances on Heart Shuffle being off.
Krim has... Go ahead.
Does Nochi play some Desert Melodies? Slightly more annoying when you can't warp anywhere because you have to wait a second and because if you oh, we see a dungeon. If you can warp somewhere when you you'll just get the tornado. But you don't get the tornado here, so either way, you still have to wait. And Nochi's heading into level 6. It's gotta be what this one is.
Yeah, looks like Crimson definitely is down a lot of money and does not have the same color palette he started with. So Crimson grabbed a blue ring out of one of these caves, but then found more money because why not?
Yeah, it's money healthy seed. Not necessarily laws approved, but still good on the money. And this could be our item in 6. In the room Nochi's in now. Moment of truth. That should be it. And it's the ladder.
Alright, so that eliminates one of the possibilities that could block Nochi from finding the bow. If that ladder's required, he's really far ahead. If not, then Crimson could just avoid 6 altogether. And we're going to get a high 5 coming in this dungeon.
Both of our runners are in level 1. Crim's making Bull's voices, gets the key back that he spent. And
he's gonna pirouette the bomb door here. Now, even though this Triforce dropped here, could that room also be a push block? Since we know second quest rooms are on.
I believe that can be the case. But Nochi did try that, and unfortunately, it did not push. Yeah, if rooms have an item on the ground, the block could still potentially push, but if an item drops, then there won't be a push block.
So shift, yeah, we had 7 of 8 to start, and the last dungeon we needed 3 was just up Burn Row. Both runners have been into 9, have figured out that they need Ganon, but Nochibato has both the silvers and the red ring out of 9 already. So if Crimson does get a lead here, they do still have to get the silvers and the bow to capitalize on it.
Nochi opts to grab the small heart, but not the big heart.
That was not the flora he was looking for, and that all but confirms that hearts are not shuffled.
Yeah, you run into more than it's more than likely off. But money key in the banana room. Let's see if Crim decides to clear this room as well. He's gonna get his only a few seconds later.
Alright, so Nochibato's got the right side of this cleared out. I guess now he'll pick up this heart.
And now that he's got the any key, he doesn't have to worry about key blocks that one tends to have.
That was really what he was waiting on. He wanted to make sure he could dig out as much as possible before he spent all his keys. Turns out he found all his keys.
And this could potentially be a push block room as well. Would be slightly vanilla if it does push. Yep. Because the beak is where we find the bow in vanilla. Instead we find the raft. Could prove to be required. We have not seen all of our dungeons yet.
But that's the finish for one for Nochi, so he is out of here.
And Crimson is hot on his heels. And Crim is able to make use of the one sword trick, because he did not pick up the book. And Nochi's headed back into 5 because there are no more key blocks and no more ladder blocks to worry about.
So now it's a question of where does Crimson go from here? Crimson found a dungeon in the desert.
That one was level 6, so that's going to net him his ladder. And the bomb upgrade rolled to the maximum price of 125 and gave him 5 bombs. Gave Nochi 5 bombs, bringing his total up to 13.
That's fine. He needed something to spend it on anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an annoying Y-Force from Crimson. 2 rooms in, he just stands on top of the Triforce so that he has to go out, and then he has to wait for the whistle to blow to open up the door again.
Talk about a delay in every possible way. But this was a pretty small level 6. I think just 2 other rooms, and Crimson will find his ladder.
Alright, so Power Bracelet in 5. Nochi's gonna nope out of there.
I believe this
more exploration, but
ladder was.
Yeah, I think this is ladder, and then Crimson will be out of here.
Yeah.
So we found more exploration and the Power Bracelet, but it's not giving us... None of this is what we want.
Well, what they've got left to dig at this point are the 2 spots, and neither of our players have even found either one of them.
So Nochi's gonna try his hand at Death Mountain first. Like we said, it's mixed quest overworld, so gonna have to check every little nook and cranny up here on Death Mountain. But that bomb upgrade's gonna help him a little bit.
Yeah, in mixed overworld, nearly every screen in Death Mountain has the potential for a cave opening. Hey, gets all the money back that you spent on the bomb upgrade. Now he can afford another one. How wild would it be if 2Q8 was raft blocked and the path to the bow was bait blocked in 2Q8?
Well, it would be wild for whoever rolled the seed, as the runners would be asking for their name and address when we're done.
I didn't say wild as in a good thing. I just said a thing to, it is a possibility.
Yeah, it is possible that we're going to need some bait to get through this 2Q7, so... Well,
prescription there.
If you have all the money in the world, you might as well get your certificate to buy Coke and Pepsi.
And Coke does win out, although both rolled a little bit more expensive. No, 40 for the blue potion is vanilla price. But yeah, despite the price gouging, Coke is still the superior product.
And at this point, I think Nochi would just pay for the Coke no matter what.
Oh yeah. Save the time. You know, they say that time is money. Sometimes, in this case, money is time. You're not going to open up a wall with a potion.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. He had been so used to just being able to cycle around to his bombs from there that he didn't even realize the potion was in the way. But still has the blue one if necessary, and we know that the route to Ganon, at least, doesn't really have any red bubbles that are hard to avoid. There is one batch of them on the way.
And on Crim Screen was what I was talking about earlier, where the 2Q3 spot opens up with the whistle, but the lake doesn't turn white. That's a way of... that's a tell for mixed first.
So if it's mixed second or full second, that'll change?
That lake will turn white as it does in vanilla, but it stays blue in mixed first. And Crim does find 2Q8. The glorious Spiral of Death.
So this Death Mountain was one letter, and 0 health for Nochi. It was a good 3 to 4 minutes of him digging that out for no gain.
And we're looking to have vanilla take enemies. Or any roads, whatever you want to call them.
So that cuts off most of the rest of the push blocks that Nochi could find. I think the last one would be at south of Vanilla 5.
Yes, the 2Q4 location. And we find our first bomb shop. It is expensive, but Nochi's got the money, so why not? Does get the bait just in case.
Yeah, I think he's gonna make this salesperson real rich today.
Yeah.
I'm almost surprised he didn't get another pack of bombs since he bought the upgrade. He can go up to 13, correct?
Yes. Yeah, max price for a 5-bomb upgrade. You get what you pay for, though, so definitely wasn't scammed out about them. And he finds the last of the bonus shops. He's finding everything except what he wants to find. It's gotta be a slightly frustrating
Yeah, Nochi's been not knowing that he has to be in a dungeon to get to the next spot, and he's been not in a dungeon for about 8 minutes now.
Yeah, and looks like level 8 is going to have the other bomb upgrade, which Nochi will be able to afford by the time he gets there. Can already afford now, but you know. That,
Just push the block, Crib. You can just push it. Hey!
We got the white sword that we've already got. All that for a loaf of bread.
All right, so now we're down to 50-50. It's either 7 or 8 for our important item. One of them's going to have the red candle. The other one's going to have the bow.
And it looks like Nochi is actually not going to find that spot anytime soon. This has been a huge route divergence and it's super interesting. Alright, now Nochi's gonna find his level 8. And in the case of the bait block, he is going to be able to get through it.
Yeah, Nochi got over to Waterfall through level 5, so he couldn't get back on the other side of this, but he knew that this was another section that he still had to work through, so he's going to try and he's going to clear out this room, and then this will get him transported over to the guts of the dungeon. Alright, first raft location is nothing.
Oh, that was the,
Oh, that was... Never mind, that was the
northeast.
secret. We haven't seen 7 yet, though. There is a good shot that 7 is blocked by... Well, I guess it would be the raft at this point.
And Crim does pick up the blue boomerang. Nice clock.
That is the second clock that Nochi has gotten in as many Dark Knight rooms. That's getting that luck roll going.
Yeah. The only bad time to find a clock is when you're trying to hit a blue bubble. I believe that was a dead end. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I think Nochi just had that marked a little bit too far to the right on it, to the north on his tracker, so he thought he couldn't go to the right there.
And Nochi does see his white sword does not get popped by the red bubbles. Funnily enough, actually did not have enough money this time when he passed by the other bomb upgrade. That's a very ugly room, but he is well equipped for it, so...
Well, because Nochi didn't get hit by those red bubbles, he also didn't up-A. Crim up-A'd from this spot saying, you know, I'm not going to be able to do this on blue ring, 5 hearts, and upside-down controls.
Yeah. Which is certainly a good call. Did Crim end up picking up a potion from one of the bonus caves?
Well, he hasn't been up to Death Mountain to get a letter, so he can't buy one.
I just couldn't remember if I saw a potion in his inventory or not. But the letter shop was a bonus cave, so that's another thing is that the potion in here is going to be something that will remove that red bubble curse. I believe 5 things. Others being a save and quit, a Triforce, a blue bubble, a fairy fountain. Yeah, and then the potion.
But not Ganon's Triforce, because that's only of power, it's not of wisdom.
Well, yeah, power doesn't get rid of curses. Power was what brought the curse in the first place. Crim is back in digging level 5. He has not gotten the... Oh wow. That room that Nochi just spawned in, the Chevy room, coming from that one-way staircase, if he didn't have the ladder, would that have been a soft lock?
That would have definitely been an up-A from from there. Yeah, especially in Randomizer, 8 does not like 8 is not here for fun and games. They're here just to play hardball.
Oh, absolutely. Crim's gonna find his power bracelet.
Yeah. Shift asking if Gary enrolled this seed.
Garion only rolls when Cobra is playing.
Only Cobra allows Gary to roll the seeds.
Yeah, that's more accurate wording.
Oh, what a lag room that Nochi's in right now. There's everything's flying. There's swords coming out. There's just
Oof. Crimson does take a death.
I wonder what Crim's looking for in here. Maybe they haven't confirmed floor shuffle?
Both of our runners have only seen one item in the game.
Oh, I thought he was still in 5.
Yeah, that just...
I looked over and saw green and didn't realize he got back to 8 already.
Took me a second too, until I saw... This could be a push block.
Now, if Garion had rolled the seed, we would already know that the bow is required is in the bottom of 7. But since Fury rolled it, there's a shot it's still here.
Ah, yes. It is in 7. We find the red candle in 8. Bow is in 7.
And we have not seen 7 in 57 minutes of exploration.
Wow.
7? Is 7 at a raft spot? I think 7's at a raft spot. It's one of the few spots we haven't seen yet.
I think you're right. We haven't seen... I think Nochi's going to the west one right now.
The west one makes sense. He can always take the... He can always use the take any's to get back over to the east one pretty quickly.
And that one's a negative.
I think he's going to come over here and check the whistle location in the Deadwoods first, because he can always up A back to start. He's going to check Recorder Lake, and he's going to check the whistle location way down in the south of here. And then from there, he's probably up A if it's not one of those two, and head back over to the other raft spot.
Although the, well, there it is. Never mind.
Vanilla 7.
Vanilla first quest 7 has second quest 7. Now the gift and curse of second quest 7 is that there are no walkthrough walls, and there are no bomb walls.
And that is a curse.
The only way that there might be a bomb hole in level 7 is if the seed does a sanity check and needs to put one in there. Otherwise, it's just all doors and staircases.
So there's just enough of a chance of needing a bomb hole that you have to spend your bombs anyways.
Yep. Oh man, mini doggers roll high. Max bombs are keys.
Well, any key takes care of that for us.
Yep. Even if it didn't, Nochi's got some max bombs he was able to get rid of anyway. No skin off his back, no matter what. This has the potential to be a push block room. Also a nice way to refill your bombs in a try not to go room. And Crimson finds the red can.
Alright.
Very, very unhappy about that.
Crim is hunting for 7.
Is this it? Do we have the bow on Nochi's side? Not yet.
Nochi did get bopped in that room, but he seems to be handling the reverse controls a lot better than Crimson was, so...
He also hasn't had to do any particularly difficult clips or combat. Aside from exploration, this has been a relatively gentle level 7. And there's our one bomb hole. Of course, I say combat's gentle, and then we walk into a wizard room.
Nochi gonna wisely use the door to the north to try and reset this room. He's gonna get at least one more red whiz robe, and then he's gonna try to strike this down. And he gets rewarded with the push block to nowhere.
Shift making an extremely sadistic recommendation for the reverse bubble curse. Having it reverse A and B.
I hope Fred's not here right now.
Or Jiggly. And Crim is digging Death Mountain, which in his book is a good play. We just know that it is going to be extremely fruitless for him.
Yeah, the longer Crim is up on this Death Mountain, the closer Nochi is to getting this bow, and Nochi already has the advantage of having the silvers in hand.
And he knows the route to Ganon and the route to Zelda.
Alright, there's a good shot that this is it. We've seen at least 3, if not 4 staircases already, so... Reverse controls in a room with bubbles and Wizard's firing at you everywhere. This is not fun.
No, but he's really doing well in this room. And the fact that he's fighting them entirely with sword and no bombs. He's got the bombs, he's just not. We've got the bow.
Alright, so Nochi is in go mode at 104.38. Abe probably gonna go grab... Oh, he has a potion. He's probably gonna chug that potion and then go into 9.
Well, with the save and quit and 9 being right now, I need to use the potion. And he's off.
I thought you only got it if you hard reset the game.
If you save and quit, an up A continue doesn't work.
Ah, okay.
And Ganon, I believe, is going to be immediately in the next room from that chute.
Oh, but he got red bubble.
He is going to be fighting Ganon with reverse controls.
Well, he still has his blue potion. If he's smart, he just pulls it out immediately and chugs it.
Oh, absolutely. The attempt could have been fun to watch. And we got a 0 HP Ganon. That is a GG right there.
Yeah, that's... Crimson is not even going to find 7 before Nochi finds the princess here. He's just got to go left 2 rooms, north 2 rooms, well, kind of a roundabout because this is not a passage he can go north on, but he will be finishing first.
Yeah. And here he goes. GG's in chat. Nochibato is finishing in first place with the official SRL time of 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 36 seconds.
GG Nochibato, very well run. Yeah, Nochi did a really good job of identifying what was going on in 9, but then taking a little bit of extra time to dig that 9 out and find his red ring. And that definitely gave him an advantage. He was able to clear out 5 a little bit faster, was able to clear out 6 a little bit faster, was able to clear out 8 much faster. And even though none of those were the right play, since both of them were on pretty much the same path, that just bought him a minute or 2 every time and got him the lead.
Absolutely, and we do have Nochibato in the commentator booth. GG, my love.
We have... give him 1 second here. He'll be with us.
Gotcha.
Hello?
Hello, Nochi. GG, my love.
Thank you very much.
So, how did that race feel?
Like I was behind the entire time.
So, one Triforce, you spawn with pretty good combat and exploration, and it took you about 10 minutes to get into... You got in at 10:40. So what time do you think Crimson went into 9?
I got in at 10:40?
10 minutes, 40 seconds is when you walked into 9.
9 was like the first thing I found in the seed.
Well, I mean, like,
Oh,
through
you mean
the first door. Like actually going into...
Crim has found the magical sword and does not have enough to pick it up in the East Coast wrap spot.
I mean, if I had to guess, Where was level 3?
Candle Row.
Right. That wasn't a bad dungeon to dig, and since we started out with a white sword and a candle, it was a completely free dungeon from the start. So he was probably in the right around I was, maybe like a minute faster, I would think.
He had about a 3-minute lead going into 9 on you. He went almost straight to 3. He was in 3 like about 2 minutes in. And found his Triforce and went straight back to 9. But the big difference, you both were digging around 9. You both got information about the same time, but you stuck around. He ducked out as soon as he saw the princess. You stayed in and found that red ring, and that kept gaining you about a minute every time you two went into a dungeon.
Yeah, I needed to know if the silvers were going to be in there, and it just makes more sense to me to find out everything I can while I'm there, because if it's, say, red ring and magical boomerang in there, that's an issue, and it's a big one for me.
Yeah, you have some memories of that happening in one of your scenes, so... Crimson now finding their level 7 underneath Vanilla Recorder Lake.
Yeah, that was like... It couldn't be under level 7. It can't be there. Of course it's there, because why wouldn't it be? The game hates me.
Yeah, other than that, you two were very much neck and neck. Even when you didn't go to the same dungeon, you pretty much would just swap places right afterwards. So you both cleared out... You both went back and cleared out 3 and 2 and 4, and then you both went and did 5 and 6. Again, like opposite orders, but you both ended up doing both of them. So it was other than like a bit of a combat advantage that you had because of the red ring and being able to go faster. It was very neck and neck.
I mean, there are 4 spots on my map that I don't know what they are, and you just said that Mags was on the East Coast raft spot, so that leaves 3. I full cleared this seed, and I was praying that Heart Shuffle wasn't on, because if I had gotten to 7 and found 2 hearts, I was going to be devastated.
Yeah, did you see the coast item? You must have, right?
Yeah, the coast item was a heart. Yeah?
At one point, Crimson did buy a blue ring, but even with the blue ring, they're still having trouble clearing out some of these Wizrobe rooms. Actually, one of the things that gave you a big advantage was when you saw the red candle, or not the red candle. What was the other item in 8?
The other item in 8 was the white sword.
Right. When Crimson saw the white sword, and he saw it before you, but he left because he had been bubble cursed and wasn't comfortable fighting the blue dark nuts in the next room with only a couple of hearts and a blue ring. Whereas you, even though you got cursed, were able to take them down pretty easily with just having the red ring and about the same amount of hearts. And that gave you a lot of time advantage of him just exploring that as well.
A lot of people say that the inverse controls is the worst red bubble curse. I don't mind almost anything while my controls are reversed, but as you probably saw, after I got unreversed, I kept going the wrong way, because I have trouble unreversing myself.
Yeah, that'll do it. Getting in those rooms with blue and red bubbles, getting bopped back and forth is just like dissociation in video game form.
That's a very nice way to put it.
So Crimson right now is running down the eastern side of level 7, gonna find these nasty rooms down here, like the one with the heart container, and then don't die getting
nailed by a Beamos turret right before grabbing the heart there.
Fortunately for Crims, they're going the opposite direction here, which is they want to go into the center section to get this bow and arrow out of.
So I don't know how you two feel about this particularly, but I was having a conversation earlier with Boletta, and we dread opening up our start screen at the beginning of the game and seeing more than half the Triforces, because we know
absolutely.
It's going to take an hour, at least.
I would much rather have to dig all of the dungeons and get all of their Triforces than have to keep going back through dungeons to dig for one item that leads to another item that leads to another item. And then when Recorded Unbeaten Dungeons is on and you have all the Triforce pieces already, there's just no exploration.
Yeah, for what I've seen, there's only been like 2 or 3 true jet seeds in this tournament so far.
And so many of them will look like they will be from the beginning, like this one. You know, we had both of our runners in level 9 digging at around the 10-minute mark. You know, this could have been, if Ganon wasn't required, this would have been a 15-minute seed. Instead, we unfortunately, both of our runners are full clearing every single dungeon, you know, with the bow being the last find.
Crim finds a staircase that brings him all the way back to start. It brings him to the room to the left of start in 7, and it's a one-way, so he can't even go back in.
The spirals of death are absolutely rude.
So the other thing you just mentioned before, Tracia, I didn't know about how 7 can't have bomb walls.
Yeah, the only time that there might be a bomb wall is as a failsafe for the sanity check. Otherwise, like in vanilla, Second Quest 3 and Second Quest 7, I believe neither of them has a bomb wall at all. And 1, 3, and 7 don't have any push walls. But there was the one bomb wall here, and it led to another dead end. Which Crim is about to find, I think.
So I'm guessing that Crimson saw the book in 3 and decided to pass on that instead of the wand like I did?
Yes, you got the book, Crim got the wand.
I was really hoping for an Atlas, so there was no guesswork. I would just know, this is 6, this is 4, this is the shape, I know where I am. Because even though I was pretty sure it was vanilla first quest for the first half, and I wasn't sure about the second half, I don't think at that point, because I didn't pay attention to where I started 9. I was just hoping that it was an Atlas and I'd be able to be certain about where I was. It helps me out with my tracking a lot.
Oh yeah, Atlas is king. Like, as far as book things go, Boomstick is always fun, but Atlas is the most helpful by far.
Crimson finding out the bad news that long corridor down the right side is no bueno. So, Nochi, do you know when your second race is scheduled for?
We haven't talked about that yet. It's probably going to be later on this week, but I'm not sure.
You are up a game, fighting for top 8 here. So, this is the bracket's starting to get really tight. If you look down the list, multiple winners, multiple people with sub 29s in vanilla, multiple people who are like pretty much the people you would expect to see at the top of the tournament have started filtering their way through here, and you're no exception to that. It's the last 3 races, 2 against King Doll and this one against Crimson, was very well played. So,
Oh, thank you for that. It's like you're just mentioning, oh yeah, these guys have like sub 29 times in the vanilla. They've played lots of randomizer races. I'm sitting there, I've played through vanilla maybe twice, and I have like 25 SRL credits to my name. It's surreal, even getting 1 win off of Crimson, to be honest with you.
well, a lot of times you hear people talking about how it's better to like just dive right in. So I'm in the same boat. I don't have a vanilla score or anything, but knowing randomizer and learning all the ins and outs of that instead of learning all the ins and outs of Z1 and then having to reprogram your brain might actually be a benefit.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to know Z1 to get into Z1R. And you don't necessarily have to be good at one to be good at the other.
Crimson finally just deciding that bombs are necessary in this room before I get bopped.
And no dice on that room either. Block does not push.
But they finally found a blue bubble that they can return to if they need it.
And I think this is going to be a last room bow for Crim as well. Oof.
I don't remember making it into the center of level 7. I think Crim has been in the room with the bow and didn't push the block.
That would not be fun for him.
It's also not impossible. I mean, it's very easy to get turned around in 7. You know, 2Q7 and 2Q8. No, I was in this room before.
If I'm not mistaken, this dungeon also pretty much requires you to take all of the staircases to get to your location.
Just about, yeah.
Oh, Wed was saying that he died in the room and wasn't able to push the block.
That is my worst. That's the worst experience for me when I'm trying to keep track of where I've been. Because, oh, no, I was in here. I did all this. I'm fine. I don't need to go back there. 45 minutes.
I don't remember a tea room. I don't think that's the right way.
To see what else we can find. Another potential post block room for, and no dice on that either.
It'd be interesting to see what Crim's map looks like. Oh,
Yeah, at this
Well,
point, he has
well-
been in every room of level 7. Not a thing you want to see when you cannot find the item.
and just getting back over to that spot is not easy.
Clearing the same several rooms several times.
Well, the problem isn't that it's near where he needs to be. The problem is that he needs to find the transport stair that gets him back into that section of the map.
And he found it. That's right, it was right past the bugger room. That should be the room. Yep, with the wizrobes and the bubbles.
Yeah, the first time he was in here, he was reverse cursed and did not make it.
Yes. Speaking of which, Nochi, you cleared this room on a reverse curse. You had a full stock of 13 bombs and you did not touch one of them and just did the full thing with your sword. That was incredibly impressive.
Thank you. I don't like using my bombs if I'm not going to hit more than one thing. And I know as soon as I lay a bomb, they're all going to phase away.
Yeah, that definitely happens a lot. And there's the bow. On Crim's side. Drops a bomb on it, sets it on fire, and then picks it up.
Yeah, that feels like me and 10 counts. Whenever I have one bomb left, I'm like, I should do a 10 count. Something always goes wrong, like just as I'm laying the bomb for the last one.
Chat pointing out, though, that Crim still has not found the silver arrows.
Yeah, at this point, Crim has seen every single item, so he does know 100% that they have to be in here, unless magically Heart Shuffle, he gets convinced that Heart Shuffle is no longer on. But Nochi, where were the silvers in here? I feel like they were in the left side. Oh no, they were like
that well.
behind
I think
Zelda
they're
or something.
on the bottom of the right cheek, far right column, the lowest room. There are 2 rooms away from Ganon, although I don't know if you can get to it from that direction. Him from that direction.
Yeah, you kind of got to go like around the princess to the north and then cut behind everything.
And that's about the only part of the dungeon that Crim hasn't explored yet.
Oh, that does not take him to the location he wants to be. That's right back where he just was.
That's the opposite of where he wanted to go.
Does he need to go through the room that leads to Zelda? That might also be it. It might just be you gotta get to where Zelda is and then go to the right of her. Because I think, if I remember correctly, Nochi, when you saw Zelda, that's when we saw the route diversions, and you went to the right here and kept going.
Yes, because there's the red ring right after Zelda's room.
See, that's gonna be Crimson's gonna be thinking like, this was right here the whole time. Really? I spent time and money to buy a blue ring, and the red ring was one room away from where I was standing.
Which way is he heading now?
When you go all the way to the right from Zelda's room, if you go down, you're in Ganon's room. So he probably knows that and is trying to
That's
find
right.
another way.
Yeah, I do remember again real close to each other. I didn't realize that much. Oof.
That was his last bomb too. Ugh.
Yeah. Got bopped by a bubble right away from a potential bomb hole.
No, nothing off the Gibdos either. Well, there's a couple more back this way, but still not exciting.
Not at all. He does
One
get a
time
knockback.
dealer. Yay, one time. And all he finds is a turnstile. Yeah, he is just about full cleared the right or the left side of the face. The silvers were around southeast. So maybe this is
shoot.
actually. Oh shoot!
That's right, and Ganon is to the right of the shoot room. So he's getting closer.
This is the room that
He's going the
Crimson
wrong
did
way.
not clear earlier. He got into that room and he never cleared it before. But it looks like he's going to try this route again instead.
Does get flip-flopped by the red bubble.
Yeah, he has kind of echolocated where he has to be. He just can't figure out where is this secret.
Yeah, it's a very specific route to get there.
Just open already, please. Stop. Okay.
That was the room though, the Dodongo and the key.
Yeah, I think that's where it has to be. Because we were discussing the fact that this could actually be the correct room.
Yep, there's the silvers. And now it's just like 2 or 3 rooms to Ganon, and then 2 or 3 rooms, or like 3 or 4 rooms to Zelda. From there.
Yeah.
He's gonna immediately have his potion.
Yep.
Oh, Ganon was accessible from all 4 sides.
Alright, we have a Ganon, we have a potion, and we have bacon. Immediate bacon.
How did you feel about that 0 HP Ganon, Nochi?
One of the things I'm actually really confident about in this game is my Ganon fighting, and I feel like I haven't been able to show it off at all.
I hear that too. Every time we're like, okay, here we go, Ganon. Down goes Ganon. Like, there's not even a second. Alright, we have Crimson deciding not to pick up the princess. He wants to be in reverse mode while he picks up the princess. Alright. Get your GGs in chat for CrimsonAvix. Finishing with 135.52.
Immediately comments in the SRL. Should not have been a full clear seed, and yet here we
All right, Crimson will not be joining us in the booth as I guess their food is cold now. So,
all right.
But good race for Crimson.
Absolutely, and for our viewers here, definitely stick around. We've got a few more races coming on this evening. At 10 p.m. right here on Randomania, we're gonna have the second game of Redbird Grad versus Homer J Smash. And Redbird's Remorse Flag was to have a required Ganon, so it's going to be fun to watch. We've also got Game 1 of Sea Falcon and Truant Gamer over on Randomania 4. And Game 1 of Shaddy and Seafill will be at 11:15 tonight, also on Randomania Prime. So definitely stick around. You've got a lot of races to watch tonight, and we will be around watching them with you, commentating, running, tracking, doing the things. Speaking of, I want to give a special thank you and shout out to our restreamer tonight, Furious Keg, our tracker, Melee Wizard, my wonderful co-commentator, Magic Friends, and of course our runners, CrimsonAvix and Nochibato.